this is exactly why I record my interactions with government officials.
You guys are approaching me.
25.
You're approaching me. You're approaching me, okay?
I'm not chasing her. She doesn't want us, she doesn't want us.
That's usually what happens when you walk and you move forward and you get somewhere.
These are the moments where police officers misuse the law to arrest civilians, starting with these officers who were caught in the act.
This is exactly why I record my interactions with government officials.
On September 22, 2024, in the Perrysburg Municipal Court, an auditor, Sean, peacefully entered the building when he would have the wildest claims thrown in his face.
Thank you.
We do have a local court rule that we don't allow videoing in the courthouse.
It's not for the courtrooms, it's for the
Correct,
courthouse.
it's for the courthouse.
Why wouldn't that be posted anywhere here?
Because it's on a local court rule, so you can get it on our website. So,
Right. What if
yeah.
somebody didn't have access to the internet? You know, how would anybody know? Why wouldn't it be posted, the rule here?
Well, that's why we come out and tell people that. So if you want, I can print out the local court rules for you so you can see them.
Sure. Why not?
Okay.
Yeah, thanks.
All right.
Despite how unconstitutional that rule was, at least the lady was nice and cooperative about it. However, this treatment was about to take a drastic turn.
Who are you?
Recording here.
Who are you, sir?
I'm the court administrator. Turn it off.
I just want to
Turn it
know who
off.
you are. What's your name?
Turn it off.
Do you see
I'm
the
gonna tell
difference
you-
between
I'm gonna tell you one
between
more
you
time.
and the woman that just came out here?
I'm going to tell you one more time, and then you
What's
can
your
be
name, sir?
arrested.
Arrested for what?
Disorderly conduct, obstructing official business.
That was the most made-up thing ever, and shockingly, he had the guts to say that. However, if you thought that was insufferable, you haven't seen anything yet.
You're not even a law enforcement officer,
You
sir.
don't have a First Amendment right in this building.
Of course I do.
You're not allowed
Is
to
this not the
record.
United States of America?
Turn it off.
Are you a law enforcement officer, sir?
Yes. Yes.
You are a law enforcement
Yes.
officer? So you can effect arrests?
Yes. Turn it off.
I would like to speak to the bailiff downstairs. I'd like to speak to an actual law enforcement
I'm the court
officer.
administrator, and I'm also a law enforcement officer.
How are you a law enforcement officer and a court administrator?
Why does that concern you? Why are you filming in the building?
That
You're not
probably
allowed
would have
to
been your
film in the
first
building.
question that you could have asked me instead of coming to me so aggressively. There is no signage that is posted here for me to know. So she's getting me the court rule so I can look at it and be aware. I need to be advised of the rule and see the rule. I just want to read the rule.
You do not.
What a prick. He didn't even care for his imaginary law, he just wanted to be able to order Sean around. Unfortunately, his behavior was about to set a new record.
Okay. The phone's coming out of your hands.
It's not. That would be a violation of my rights. I'm not breaking any laws, sir. Why would the phone come out of my hand?
Okay.
Ma'am, can I see the rules?
You can get online.
I missed the chance to see the rules? Are you kidding me?
I told you where they are.
All right, I'll wait for the PD. That's the first time, I want to make it clear, the first time someone's asked me to leave. You told me a million times to turn off the phone.
If anyone should be accused of disorderly conduct and obstruction of justice, it would be this court admin. Soon, however, Sean's experience with the police told a different tale.
They asked you to stop the recording prior to this.
Right, but that wasn't a law. Listen, I want to explain to you outside.
Called is they told you need to stop recording, and then when you didn't, they told you that you need to leave.
No. That's why I have it all recorded, ma'am. This is exactly why I record my interactions with government officials. And when I was told to leave, all Scott ever did, the court administrator, would say, turn off your phone. He told the bailiff to take my phone. The bailiff said, I'm not going to take his phone because I don't want to violate his rights.
This cop didn't even bother to investigate the situation on her own and took the court admin's word against Sean's, a stunning display of incompetence. This was only the beginning.
Basically, there's a lot of government buildings that say you can't record, and they don't have to have postings inside or outside saying
Well,
that.
they do. Okay.
That's something that's just
fine. I left when told to leave. The rule is not a statute that you can arrest me for. It's not a statute. It's not at least that I know of.
Sean was perfectly spot on with his explanation, but whether the officer would be interested in what he had to say was a different story altogether.
So the only other thing I think might be an issue is if somehow we're interfering with court proceedings or anything like that.
Well,
which, if
I
you're
mean, I
asking
think
people questions-
I was just, that's it. I mean, I was talking the same level as I'm talking to you. I'm a very respectful person.
They couldn't produce anything else other than to find ways of blaming Sean for the situation. Finally, another officer arrived with the most important item.
Hey, sir.
So this is the municipal code. This is all filed through the Ohio Supreme Court and is approved by them.
Okay.
And it's because of the size of our court, they said, when you're going upstairs, there's a chance you could be filming victims of crimes and all that, which they have to protect the victims of crimes. Okay.
Well, couldn't you film victims? I understand what you're saying, and I no problem with it. I'm just saying you could film victims of crimes on the sidewalk walking into the court, right?
The logic was flawed everywhere they took the argument because it was never about following the rules, it was about keeping civilians in place. But Sean would not accept this.
So in this packet, Rule 9.04, video recording prohibited. The use of video recording or videotaping devices and the use of still photography devices inside the Prairie Municipal Court shall be prohibited.
An unconstitutional rule for sure, but that would be the end of this argument.
Done with that, and you have the.
Am I being detained any longer?
No, but since you were in violation, are you able to just delete the video that when you were inside? You can keep the recording of when you were outside talking with us.
Well, no, unless I'm being forced to under threat of arrest or threat of contempt, I'm not going to. Just it's my right to record.
They thought they could win the argument in one final manner, but Sean knew the importance of his freedom. Speaking of freedom, cops always love to violate them just to satisfy their own egos. If it weren't for one man and his quick thinking, that would save the day.
You guys are approaching me.
25.
You're approaching me. You're approaching me, okay?
On October 13, 2023, Winfield police officers would come across a couple and arrest them for the pettiest reason, all for a power trip. Unfortunately for them, though, their actions would not go unnoticed.
We got a severe situation going on here. Don't worry, I got him.
One man had the guts to quickly realize the situation and to get it on video to expose these cops. However, the details of this incident were shocking to say the least.
What are you gonna do if he does? What do you mean go right ahead? What are you gonna do if he does? What are you gonna do if he does? No, I ain't going nowhere, buddy. Tell me to get out of here, you clown. Hey, clown, why don't you tell me to get out of here again?
Of course, the cops wouldn't want anyone witnessing what they were doing, and their next approach with this man was nothing short of disgusting.
You can't make me go nowhere, I'm in public.
I'm gonna give you one more warning, please.
One more warning for what? I'm in public, man.
You leave.
For what? Tell me for what? I'm in public.
You need to leave.
You guys are approaching me.
25.
You're approaching me. You're approaching me, okay?
Go. Get out of here. Leave.
Cops are used to intimidating others to get what they want, but these officers were sorely mistaken if they thought they could bully him, especially as the shocking details of this incident came out.
Sweetheart, calm down. Calm down, sweetheart. Calm down. What did they do?
Because we were walking and they said that it's a probable cause for walking in the street, but there are no sidewalks.
Did you see what they just did to me? Did you see what they just did to me?
They hit him, they punched him, and they threw him up against the car.
They tried to tell me that I was within the 25-foot rule and to back up, but they were the ones approaching me.
Don't go any farther than this car.
Hey, bud, don't give me orders unless I'm breaking the law, okay? Don't give me orders unless I'm breaking the law.
These cops thought they were at the top of the food chain and could order anyone around, but this guy was about to tell them a much different story.
You guys can leave. She don't want you around, I can tell you that right now. You just beat her boyfriend up, took him to jail. Ain't none of you guys tough. Ain't none of you tough. Yeah, right. I'm holding a camera because I have to, because you guys are crooked as shit.
Mark my words, if it wasn't for that camera, the cops would probably do to him what they did to that woman's boyfriend. However, the woman decided to take some inspiration from this guy.
You guys are clowns and cowards, man. That's all you are. You're a coward, dude. That's why you got a gun and a badge, taser. You couldn't use your hands if your life depended on it.
You piece of white trash, trash.
That's exactly what they are. Keep saying it. It's exactly what they are. Little cop town, Winfield, Indiana. That's all they are.
Nothing was about to get in their way from standing up to these corrupt cops, and they were certainly not done yet.
So they put him in jail just for walking down the street?
Committing a crime. They said we committed a crime. We were jaywalking on the street.
But you have an easement to walk on the street. These dudes are cowards, man.
White trash, racist son of a bitch.
Truer words have never been spoken, and thankfully they were starting to have an effect.
Have a great day.
Yep. You're a douchebag, buddy. Straight douche. You're a douche. Shut up. You're a douche, man. You're all douches. We'll make sure you cost them a lot of money, buddy.
Never friend you a day of my life.
Yep.
So the cops were finally forced to leave without arresting the woman as well. This is the power of always recording and exposing these hacks for what they are. However, when it comes to unprofessional cops, nothing beats these two cops who decided not to take their job seriously and ended up letting something huge slip by.
I'm not chasing her. I'm not chasing her. She doesn't want us. She doesn't want us.
On August 22, 2023, a Cleveland woman, Megan Turner, ended up arguing with her partner and crashed her vehicle into his on purpose. Her partner would then let all hell loose on her, causing the cops to be called.
Morning.
He was the driver.
He was the driver that caused us. He's drunk and trying to stumble away.
And her face is all swollen up.
Ma'am. Ma'am. I'm not chasing her. I'm not chasing her. She doesn't want us. She doesn't want us.
This was extremely negligent behavior from the officer, acting like it was too much work to actually do his job in such a serious situation. But it only got worse from here.
Excuse me. What's going on?
They hit her, man.
They jumped on me and crashed my car. That's what happened.
They did not make any effort to investigate her claims, didn't take her to the hospital, or regarded her at all. These two were the true definition of donut cops. Unfortunately, this negligence would end up having a massive effect, as Turner would arrive at the same spot later and commit a homicide on an individual irrelevant to her. The two police officers, Harvey Andrejkovic and Jason Rees, were charged last week with misdemeanor crimes that accused them of negligently failing to prevent the murder. Both men pleaded not guilty to the charges, and the department placed both on restricted duty until the case makes its way through court. Although some cops like these cannot be bothered to fulfill their duties, others are more obsessed with escalating theirs further than needed.
Right, so that's usually what happens when you walk and you move forward and you get somewhere.
On October 20th, 2024, the auditor Sean would once again exercise his First Amendment rights by visiting the Sing Sing Correctional Facility, when he encountered public servants who were very determined to make some things clear to him.
You're sure, but you're a correctional officer. What's your name?
Why?
Because you just pulled up in front of me and started talking to me.
This is state property. You're not supposed to be on it.
I need permission to take pictures on state property. This might be state property, but state property that's open to the public. I didn't hop a fence to get here. There aren't any restricted area signs anywhere around here.
Already this lady's logic proved to be wrong, and it was clear she only wanted to feel superior. However, this was just a small doorway to her real attitude.
That the public comes. You're the only public person that's here right now. That doesn't work here.
Well, that's because I'm the only one that chose to be here today.
All about. Just because it's not closed doesn't mean you can just walk in. If a door
Sure.
opened to a house, would you just walk in it?
Well, no.
Because that would be considered trespassing.
Well, no, yeah, because I don't own the property to that house. I own this property. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. This is taxpayer. Right, and who funds the state of New York, ma'am? Who funds the state of New York, ma'am?
People.
Right, there you go.
The correctional officer thought she could be clever with Sean, but she only exposed her own irrational thinking. Knowing she couldn't win, she decided to switch up her attitude.
You can think that I'm wrong and you can take it up with the superintendent.
Yeah, I don't need to speak to the superintendent, though.
Oh,
I'm not in a restricted area.
You're one of those. Okay, I get it.
What's one of those? What does that
You're trying
mean?
to be difficult instead of just leaving the property. So I already explained very nicely that you're not supposed to be and you're still filming.
How would you feel if I said, oh, you're one of those? How would you feel?
Simply acting smug wasn't gonna get her anywhere, and knowing this, simply decided to reject her entire job description in front of Sean.
I never got your name. What was your name again?
I didn't tell you my name.
And why was that?
Because you don't need to know it.
Aren't you a public servant?
No, because remember, I'm not a law enforcement officer, right?
But you're a public servant.
Okay.
So as a member of the public, I'm just asking for your name. I don't think that's too much to ask.
I know. And it wasn't too much for me to ask you to stop filming on state grounds.
Well,
But
it
you're
is too
still
much.
doing it, right?
Well, it is a little bit too much to ask, officer. Yeah.
739 Courthouse.
They could argue in circles all they wanted, but Sean would always manage to outdo her in every way. So she decided to try a different approach.
No, I said stay because
Okay.
you'll have a surprise in a minute.
It's not. So I have been arrested a couple times, but it all gets sorted out in court. It all gets sorted out in court.
You got arrested and had to go to court.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, it is.
That's unfortunate, right? Yeah, it's unfortunate for our country.
Something that you're not quite doing right. for you to
No,
get
ma'am.
arrested.
See, what happens is being arrested doesn't mean that you're guilty.
The officer felt pretty sure of herself now, despite still losing to Sean's arguments, as she had decided to take some drastic measures.
Just so you know. Hey, how are you? Do you mind if I get your name? Officer Yancy. My name is Sean. And your name, sir?
Union Stewart McLojak.
Again, my name is Sean.
What's up, man? I'm Lamb.
Nice to meet you.
This was the pettiest intimidation tactic ever, calling over several guards all over one guy with a camera. These guards, however, were even worse.
There's a sign right over there that identifies this as state property. There's a much larger sign that says exactly that.
Okay.
If you go over to the public access road, you will see that.
But what does that mean, state property? I don't understand. It doesn't say it's restricted state property. It just says that it's the Department of Corrections.
So you did see that it said state property.
All right, and I admitted that to
You
you.
did see that.
Right.
Okay.
What started as these officers taking a stern approach with Sean quickly devolved into a much more volatile situation.
No.
You said I didn't see anywhere where it says this is state
No,
property.
I said I don't understand what the significance of state property means.
Then I suggest.
Just don't need to, sir. I would do that.
No,
I don't
you
need
said
to.
you don't know.
No, I'm saying I don't know what
you
you're.
wanted to learn.
Sir, no. I would ask to de-escalate a little bit, but
No. I just want to make
de-escalate.
sure we're enunciating clearly.
Right.
You gave the impression you didn't know,
No.
and you wanted to know.
If you
so then you're not interested.
Sir, if you allow me to speak.
So you're not interested.
If you allow me to speak, I can explain
Okay.
to you. She said this was state property.
Are you interested in knowing where
sir.
you should be
Have a
and
nice
shouldn't be?
have a nice day, sir.
Any sane person would not engage with this kind of bullying tactic, but the officer was not yet done with Sean.
That's all you want to do.
At all.
Yes, you do.
You gave the
You're
impression
escalating
you
that
didn't
from
know.
you're escalating that by the use of your tone and the way you're getting close to me.
Do you want to know or not?
Please back away from me. Please back away from me.
Then please leave the area.
This is publicly accessible area, sir. There is nothing that restricted about this area.
So you did know all along?
Know all along what, sir? What are you trying to say?
At this point, the officer was more interested in being loud than actually making any sense, but his next approach was simply astounding.
Right. I mean, I didn't accidentally come on the property, if that's what you're...
No, you came on it purposely.
Right.
Okay.
Right. I did come on it purposely,
Okay.
sir, to take pictures of the public facility here. Yes, I don't know what that means. I don't know what you're trying to accomplish. State property, everybody that's open to the public,
This is
everybody
about
can.
state property.
Okay.
You came on purposely.
Right, sir.
Okay.
That's usually what happens when you walk and you move forward and you get somewhere. Yes, it was purposely, sir.
These goons must be used to pushing prisoners around, but Sean wasn't one of them and successfully managed to assert his own rights. However, he did have one last point to make, though.
So as I was saying before, if you're arrested, that doesn't mean that you're guilty of a crime, ma'am. If anything, it being arrested so many times and it being thrown out in court, that's very telling on the people who are doing the arresting. It's not telling on me. Was this my surprise, ma'am? This was my surprise, wasn't it? You got 3 guys here to try and intimidate me. Not working out.
That is what the face of defeat looks like. Her backup plan didn't work. Now all she could do was stand while Sean basked in his victory of safeguarding his rights under the First Amendment. With that final showdown, we've reached the end of today's video. Let me know in the comments below which case was your favorite, and if you liked the video, subscribe so you can take advantage of the next one we have in store for you. Thanks for watching. This is Detective Mystery signing off.